Now on Coast TV News.
Rockets in flight.
+1, 2, Lanyards 3.
We finally get liftoff at Wallops Island, what the mission hopes to accomplish from space.
Best times at the Bay Bridge. The recommendations from the Maryland Transit Authority as travel to our beach communities is expected to ramp up starting today.
The dry and pleasant weather continues for Delmarva. We'll see temperatures running a little bit below average and remaining dry right through the Labor Day holiday weekend. Your forecast details coming up.
Ready for some football. The college season begins in the first state when Delaware and Delaware State meet tonight in Newark.
This is Coast TV News Today.
And we continue in our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. It is August 28th, 2025.
Yeah, we got some college football openers
Yes, we
tonight.
do.
Elisa, your beloved Scarlet Knights have their first game.
They do against the Ohio University Bobcats. Sorry to all the OU fans, I'm just going to say
There's a large
now.
contingent on Delmarva.
There is. Well, I have some family members who went there,
Yeah.
but yes, tonight is our journey to national champs.
Really?
I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
Yes, I'm putting it out there.
That's your prediction for the season.
Speaking it into existence.
Bob,
yes.
that is a bold prediction. Rutgers to win the national championship.
You
That
never
is
know.
bold.
Any given day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very, very bold. Yeah. I wonder if teams like Texas, Ohio State, and Penn State, what they think of that. But yeah, football season is just about here, and it's feeling like it. 48 in Harrington, 52 in Redden right now, Millsboro 53. You need that heavier sweatshirt out the door. 51 in Gumboro, Ocean City 65, 61 in Bethany Beach. At least we're not talking about a lot of wind. It's calm inland, just a little bit of a breeze at the coast. Clouds are increasing, nothing in the way of rain, and we'll continue to see these clouds moving in, stretching back into Virginia. We have high pressure still in place, but some of these clouds sneaking under the ridge, but we will remain dry. As we're looking at some of those clouds this morning, temperatures rising from the 50s into the 60s by noon, into the mid-70s, a little bit more in the way of sunshine. This model is showing maybe a sprinkle or two in the afternoon, not a big deal, with temperatures in the 70s, so still pretty cool, and that will continue into this evening. If you're going for a run, pretty good, light winds, cloudy this morning, and nothing in the way of rain, some sunshine this afternoon, and temperatures into the mid-70s. We keep it cool right into the holiday weekend. More on that coming up a little bit later on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. +1, 2, Lanyards 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, there they go. After delays, the Tomex Plus sounding rockets launched in succession last night at the NASA Wallops Flight Facility. The first one blasted off at 10:43 p.m., and it is hoped their mission will provide clear 3D images of turbulence in the Earth's atmosphere at the edge of space.
A launch from Wallops Island can often be seen from hundreds of miles away. Here's video from a neighborhood in New Jersey. The vapor plume from the rockets was visible in the skies in that area.
And check out the video shot by Woody in Talbot County. This is a great view of a rocket that, from this perspective, was launched about 95 miles away. It certainly did light up the Delmarva sky late last night.
We are now taking a live look at the Bay Bridge, a roadway we expect to be busy over this holiday weekend. We see more action there than we did just an hour ago. According to the Maryland Transportation Authority, more than 345,000 cars will cross the Bay Bridge this Labor Day weekend. They advise drivers to stay on US 50 on both sides of the bridge to keep local roads open for first responders. The Maryland Transportation Authority says the best times to use the Bay Bridge include Thursday before 11 a.m., Friday before 10 a.m., Saturday before 9 a.m., Sunday before 11 a.m., and Monday before 10 a.m. And for more information on Maryland tolls and safety tips from police, you can check out our article on CoastTV.com.
Crews in North Carolina rescuing a pilot from a plane submerged in the ocean near a pier in Oak Island. Look at the video that we have here. Officials say the pilot, Mark Finkelstein's plane, developed engine trouble and he couldn't make it back to the airport. Rescue crews got to the plane quickly. We see that right there, and got Finkelstein out feet first through the windshield. Finkelstein says he decided on an emergency water landing because the beach was too crowded.
New this morning, today is the last day to sign up for the 38th annual Delaware Coastal Cleanup. That's according to Lewis officials. Denmark is hosting the statewide volunteer event on Saturday, September 13th. More than 45 cleanup sites are available, including several in Lewis. Those locations include Lewis Beach, Cape Henlopen State Park at Herring Point, and Gordon's Pond.
We have an update for people living and vacationing in Ocean City. Town officials have lifted the boil water advisory. The notice went into effect after a water main break that's since been repaired. Town says the water is now determined safe to use for all purposes. Happening tonight in Newark, Delaware, opening game of the 2025 football season for two of Delaware's Division I programs. Delaware hosting Delaware State, a couple firsts in this game. It's the first season the Blue Hens are competing at the highest level of college football, the FBS. It's also the first game for this guy right here, former Eagles wide receiver Deshaun Jackson as the Hornets head coach. And kickoff tonight at Delaware Stadium is set for 7 p.m.
It is also the high school football season opener for 4 Sussex County schools. Cape Henlopen and Indian River have home games, while Woodbridge and Delmarva start the 2025 campaign on the road. This just in, Wicomico County wants to curb what they say is illegal dirt bike use. Agencies across Wicomico County are joining forces with the state's attorney's office to address unsafe dirt bike use on neighborhood streets. Police say the off-road vehicles pose serious risks to riders, pedestrians, and drivers. Salisbury police are asking people to report illegal dirt bike activity if spotted.
Drivers in Milford will need to plan ahead. According to officials there, the intersection of South Washington Street and Southeast 2nd Street is closed. It starts today in about an hour. The city says this is so the street department can trim trees at the corner. Access to City Hall parking, that's still available, but drivers will need to use Southeast 3rd Street to get there. Work is expected to finish at 8:30 a.m.
The two-way stop at the intersection of Phillips Hill Road and Crosskeys Road will have some new changes. DelDOT says starting September 10th, they will be converting this intersection into an always stop control with new signs and pavement markings. This work will occur during the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Flaggers will be on site and drivers are advised to use caution while driving through.
New overnight, President Trump has ordered flags to half-staff and praising first responders, also sending prayers for the victims of the devastating mass shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic school. As
NBC's Alice Barr shows us, as the unthinkable becomes reality again, the violence also immediately reignited the gun control debate.
In a moment of unspeakable tragedy for a school community, a city, and the nation, Minneapolis leaders demanding more than words.
Don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church.
The shooter's bullets blasted through stained glass windows at Annunciation Catholic School, killed an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, injured 17 others, and reignited the country's long simmering debate over gun safety.
We can't just say that this shouldn't happen again and then allow it to happen again and again beyond that.
Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar pressing for a renewed assault weapons ban.
It's got to be nationally on these assault weapons, and that is the first thing. They're for the military. They should be for the police. They are not for madmen like this person.
President Trump saying he's been fully briefed and that the FBI responded quickly. He ordered flags to fly at half-staff and offered his support and condolences in a phone call with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. The president has so far opposed gun control measures, saying this in April after 2 people were killed in a shooting at Florida State University.
I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I have been from the beginning. I protected it. And these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting, the people do.
The president often putting the focus on mental health as pressing questions remain about the Minneapolis shooter who posted hate-filled messages before firing the fatal shots and taking their own life and the community's light. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And we're just getting started in this hour of CoastTV News today.
Yeah, coming up, newfound foal. What officials in Chincoteague are reporting after a mystery foal was discovered by accident.
Also, overcoming obstacles. We'll show you a look at an event in Georgetown aimed to allow families and survivors to do just that.
But first, playing like it's 1864, the rules, the uniforms, the equipment. One team in Lewis has it all. It's this week's Coastal Connection as CoastTV News Today continues.
Baseball. We call it America's pastime, though over the years some of the rules and equipment have changed. But what if they didn't? As Brandon Ferguson explains in today's Coastal Connections, there's a team in Lewis that plays just like it's the 1860s.
Fielding, hitting, all for the love of one of America's oldest sports. The Lewis Baseball Club and teams like them are bringing the old ways of baseball up to speed in 2025. Founder and president of the club, Mike DiPaolo, says his team is made up of friends and other lovers of the game, but they play a little different.
You kind of get 4 strikes and 4 balls. There's a warning aside and then 3 of each. So you kind of get 4, and the umpire doesn't have to call everything. So it's a little different, it looks different, it feels different, but when you come out, you definitely recognize it as baseball.
Before being reopened in 2012, the Lewis Baseball Club tracks their history all the way back to the late 1800s.
I love history and I love baseball.
The team has traveled all over the East Coast, playing this historical style of baseball in Gettysburg and the birthplace of baseball, Cooperstown, New York. Pitchers are known as hurlers, and batters are strikers. If a bad call happens, you are arguing with an arbiter, not an umpire.
We know the Lewis Baseball Club plays by the 1864 rules, but they even play with the equipment too. Check out the ball they use. You see the laces here going all the way in a different pattern, and on the other side, they even stop. And if you look at the ball that they play with nowadays, you can see the traditional laces, and this is just one of many differences that this ball club plays with.
Patrick Samuto has played for years on the team. For this matchup, his son Dalton got to watch the team play. For Dalton, there's only 2 words to describe watching his dad play.
Very funny. It's just fun having him with me to watch me play, and I get to watch him play, and it's a joy.
DiPaolo says the camaraderie of the team is what drives him to play.
You get to meet a lot of different guys who share the same passion for baseball.
One team made up of friends and love of the game. For Coastal Connections, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
Time is 6:16, and you're looking live at one of the inlets in Ocean City. Calm waters there, Bob. We have calm conditions basically everywhere on Delmarva, and a little cool to start the morning.
A little crisp, a little cool, Matt. Indeed, we've got some upper 40s well inland, believe it or not, this morning. And this cool weather will continue right into the holiday weekend as we see a reinforcing shot of cool air building in with high pressure. So that means below normal temperatures, highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s. So I don't know if that's pool weather, kind of borderline, low humidity. So you'll feel cold coming out of the pool for sure to dry off and remaining dry right through the holiday weekend. And look how chilly it is. 48 in Harrington right now, 52 in Millsboro, Dagsboro 52, 65 in Ocean City with 61 in Bethany Beach, and a little warmer at the coast, Rehoboth at 60. As the winds are pretty much calm, but they'll be picking up from the south as we go through the day, as we're seeing clouds beginning to increase. Not expecting anything in the way of rain. We see these clouds extending back into Virginia and the Carolinas as well. We have high pressure in place here. This high will move offshore. We'll get into a southwesterly flow ahead of this cold front across the Great Lakes that is producing some rain right now, but it's going to dry out. But then that front moves in as we head into Friday, and that will reinforce the cooler air into the weekend. So on Futurecast, we're dealing with the clouds this morning, warming into the 60s. By noon, we're into the mid-70s, so only mid to upper 70s, maybe a sprinkle into the afternoon. Wouldn't really worry about it. Don't need the umbrella. And then as we head into the evening with a southerly breeze, not as cool through the overnight into Friday morning, 50s and 60s, not expecting 40s. And then Friday, it gets breezy out of the west with temperatures in the 70s to near 80 degrees. And then we move into Saturday morning, and it's cool with temperatures in the low 50s. And then Saturday afternoon, you can see temperatures struggling to get into the mid 70s with 60s and 70s at the coast. As we head into the holiday weekend on the cool side, we have a southerly breeze as we head into this evening and tonight, and that will keep keep our temperatures up through the overnight, and then a westerly breeze Friday, and then shifting to the north as we go into Saturday as that cooler air builds in. And we're expecting those below normal temperatures to continue for the first week of September, the 2nd through the 6th. So if you like the cooler weather, this is your kind of weather for sure. Rehoboth today 77, Laurel around 77, Cambridge 77, 80 in Vienna with around 77 in Crisfield and Ocean City, upper 70s. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Friday is a warm day, 81, and then a cool holiday weekend with a mix of sun and clouds. Labor Day 77, overnight lows in the 50s, and we keep it kind of cool into Tuesday and Wednesday with partly cloudy skies.
All right, thank you, Bob. Last night in Georgetown, a candlelight vigil, the Attack Addiction Candlelight Vigil, took place, and this event serves as a way for families to remember their lost loved ones or for those who have overcome addiction and sharing their story.
CoastTV photojournalist Matt Hipsman takes us to Georgetown, where there was education and remembrance.
So tonight is Overdose Awareness. It is an international event that is a time to bring folks together and celebrate those that have lost their life to overdose.
So Attack Addiction ranges throughout the entire state of Delaware. In all 3 counties we have a presence.
The number one thing you heard from caretakers or the loved ones is like, oh my God, it's so shameful. I'm so ashamed. I'm so this. Why? It's human nature, right? Everyone's addicted to something.
This event allows everyone to come together and really have a day of fellowship and not feel so isolated. The disease of addiction can make you feel isolated. And we've been building the Sussex County Addiction group over the last several years, and we've gained vendors, we've gained people who have other services that we can provide, and we've been coming together for multiple events.
This is my son, Vincent. He passed away on July 17th, 8 years ago. We were talking the night before, we were laughing, and he said, "Ma, I'll call you in the morning." And 5 hours later, the call that I got was from his father saying he had passed away from a heroin overdose. I think that it's important for everybody to understand is that, you know, it was not a moral failing on my son's part. It was not a parental failing on my part. Not of any parent, of any kid here in this park this evening. Addiction is a disease that reaches deep, and it has a tight hold, and we don't know when it's going to rear its ugly head again.
We're out here giving hope, you know, to those that's still stuck in a dark place, like I once was. You know what I mean? And I still fight it to this day. It's an everyday battle. It starts with you gotta have this much willingness. That's where it first starts. You got to be really sick and tired of some things. Heartache that you cause yourself and your loved ones, and you really gotta put your best foot forward. Get yourself around a bunch of clean, sober people. And they get a real strong support system. Meetings really help, really help. I don't go because I have to go, I go because I wanna go.
Up next on Coast TV News today, a newfound foal. What seemed off about the ponies in Chincoteague that led to a discovery. We'll be back after the break. According to the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company, the newest addition to the Chincoteague ponies was spotted by a Cowboy Cruise company tour. They say this happened on Assateague Island on August 26th. The fire company's own captain, Hunter Leonard, was conducting the boat tour and immediately knew something was off. The foal was standing with an adult mare, Marshmallow, but the foal wasn't hers. Captain Hunter Leonard has details about what happened.
He basically came after me, and I don't know how to describe it, but you think of like the bullfighters, like when a horse is running at you, all you can do is sidestep, and so she was trying to protect the foal.
Despite the protection from Marshmallow, the Saltwater Cowboys were able to capture the foal. They brought the foal safely to Leonard Farm, where they successfully introduced them to another mare. Usually Labor Day weekend means scorching hot temperatures, but not this year.
I was thinking about this yesterday, Elisa. Memorial Day weekend was cooler than normal, and now we're bookending that. It appears that'll be the case. Not as cool as Memorial Day weekend, but it's going to be cooler than normal for Labor Day, Bob.
It's looking that way. Normal highs still in the mid-80s, and we're going to be struggling to get out of the mid-70s this holiday weekend. And today's going to be cool at the beaches. Ashanteague and Chincoteague, mid-70s. Clouds through noon, and then I think more sunshine later in the day. Rip current threat is low, and if you're out there swimming, swim with a buddy, or make sure you swim at a guarded beach. Fenwick Island and Ocean City are only into the mid-70s with a mix of sun and clouds. Waves around 1 to 2 feet, 1 foot on the bays. As we're looking at Cambridge next 3 days, Friday being the warmest day, 81, and then cooling down into the holiday weekend with mid-70s. Similar conditions for Crisfield and staying dry right through the holiday weekend into next week. I'll have more on your Labor Day forecast coming up in the next half hour.
And after the break on Coast TV News today, transportation takeover will tell you the potential plans from the Trump administration for a major hub in the capital.
Also, Bethany bike updates. What projects officials there are set to discuss later today.
And after several delays, the launch at Wallops Island took off. We'll show you the big event. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
Traffic to the beach. What the Maryland Transportation Authority is saying about the expected increase of cars on the roads heading into Labor Day weekend on our coast.
Wallops liftoff.
+1, 2, lanyards 3.
Now that the rockets have left Delmarva, what this mission hopes to accomplish in space.
The dry and pleasant weather continues for Delmarva. We'll see temperatures running a little bit below average and remaining dry right through the Labor Day holiday weekend. Your forecast details coming up.
Bethany Bike Safety, the initiatives in the beach community ahead of a feedback session scheduled for the fall.
This is Coast TV News Today.
August 28th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
It is 6:29 a.m. and we're expecting a number of visitors for Labor Day weekend arriving to our coast today. Maybe some of you actually got in last night.
I was going to say, if you're off today, you might want to get an early start on your travel. And I think a lot of people usually have off on Friday, so the traffic tomorrow morning as well could be a little difficult. That's for sure.
Yeah, one big push with all the people coming in for all the businesses, Bob. And well, if they're here today, they got a nice one at the beach.
They do.
They do, and I hope they pack some heavier clothes, too, because it's going to be cooler as we head into the holiday weekend. And a chilly start this morning. Look at Harrington at 47. We've got 52 in Millsboro. Lots of low to mid-50s across Delaware and Maryland. A little warmer at the beach as Ocean City 65, 60 in Bethany Beach right now. A light breeze at the coast. Otherwise, it's calm. And we do have some cloud cover building in. Nothing in the way of rain, just clouds building in from Virginia, and those extend farther to the west. We still have high pressure in control. These clouds sneaking underneath, and there's a cold front to our north. That'll slide through as we go through tomorrow. Right now, it looks like it'll be a dry frontal passage. As we're looking at futurecast this morning, we're going to have the clouds, some breaks, and temperatures cool by mid-morning into the 60s, and then maybe a little more sunshine by noon with mid to upper 70s, around 75 Bethany Beach, Millsboro 76, 75 in Seaford, and maybe an outside chance of a sprinkle, but I wouldn't pack the rain gear, as we'll see some of that into the afternoon and then clearing out as we go into the evening hours. So it's going to be cool out there. Really good weather to be doing some lawn work. You won't be sweating it out, and looking good on the mowing forecast Thursday right through the holiday weekend. I know Matt cut his grass. Good for him. And looking good for those outdoor chores.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, +1, 2, lanyards 3, 4, 5, 6.
There they go. After delays, the Atomics Plus sounding rockets launched into succession last night at NASA's Wallops Island flight facility. The first one blasted off at 10:43 p.m. It is hoped their mission will provide clear 3D images of turbulence in the Earth's atmosphere at the edge of space.
And we're taking a live look this morning at the Bay Bridge in Maryland. According to the Maryland Transportation Authority, more than 345,000 cars will cross the Bay Bridge this Labor Day weekend. You can see the traffic in this lane on your right has a little bit more volume than the one on the left. Now, the Transportation Authority is advising drivers to stay on US 50 on both sides of the bridge. The reason for this is they don't want you to use local roads in an attempt to get around those backups. They want to keep those roads open for first responders. The Maryland Transportation Authority says the best times to use the Bay Bridge include Thursday before 11 a.m. That's coming up in just a couple of hours. Friday before 10 a.m., Saturday before 9 a.m., Sunday before 11 a.m., and Monday before 10 a.m.
Later this morning in Bethany Beach, town officials are expected to receive some updates on bicycle safety efforts, according to the Bethany Beach Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee. This includes observations they received from trolley ride-alongs, Wave 3.0 specific initiatives, and preparations for the community feedback session in October. Today's meeting takes place at 10 a.m.
Today, it's the last day to sign up for the 38th annual Delaware Coastal Cleanup. That's according to Lewis officials. DNREC is hosting the statewide volunteer event on September 13th. More than 45 cleanup sites are available, including several in Lewis. The ones in Lewis include Lewis Beach, Cape Henlopen State Park at Herring Point, and Gordon's Pond.
New overnight Minneapolis is bracing against a wave of grief, shock, and frustration following the deadly shooting rampage at a Catholic school Wednesday.
Mary Binion shows us how state, local, federal authorities, and elected officials are joining community members as they mourn.
A community coming together in mourning after a horrific act of violence.
Beyond heartbroken for the unimaginable that happened this morning at Annunciation.
The candlelight vigil after a shooter opened fire during morning mass at a Catholic school in Minneapolis.
Our daughter was crying. We were all parents crying. You see kids wearing shirts with blood of other kids.
City leaders pledging support for the community.
We hold these families in our hearts. We all do.
The strength, the love, the hope that I see here tonight being with all of you, take that. Hold it.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry hailing the bravery of school staff who he said threw their bodies on top of children to protect them.
I'm so grateful for the teachers and the faculty that truly acted in heroic fashion to save lives. Our police officers that ran towards that danger.
While the shock, grief, and heartache were met with love and compassion, there was also anger and calls for action.
Don't let anybody tell you that it's not about guns, because it is.
My thoughts and my prayers, yes, I'm praying about what we are going to do.
We are a city united in grief. Let us take the next step to be a city united in action.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Drivers in Milford will need to plan ahead, according to officials. The intersection of South Washington Street and Southeast 2nd Street, they're closing. It's starting in about a half hour that closure actually happens. The city says this is so the street department can trim trees at the corner. Access to City Hall parking still available. Drivers will need to use Southeast 3rd Street to get there, and that work is expected to wrap up around 8:30 a.m.
We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. The Trump administration says it's planning to take over the management of Washington, D.C.'s Union Station. This station serves as travel hub for Amtrak and the city's metro lines and has been under Amtrak management for just over a year. The Department of Transportation's news release says that the efforts were a part of a broader initiative, echoing the president's March executive order, laying out efforts to fight crime and promote beautification in the capital.
The newly installed director of the Centers for Disease Control is out after refusing to resign her position under pressure. After barely a month on the job with the agency, the Department of Health and Human Services announcing that Susan Menares has been terminated. However, her attorney says she's not resigned, nor has she received notification from the White House that she's been fired. Menares was appointed by President Trump and confirmed in late July. And we still have a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, HAP needs help. We'll tell you how the organization says summer has put a strain on its stock supply.
Also looking to avoid another loss. That was the case with the Orioles last night. The late inning drama at Camden Yards. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
6:39 on this chilly Thursday morning, and a gorgeous sunrise on the Tyndall's Casual Furniture Camp 52. Just fantastic. Seeing some cloud cover lighting things up, and it's chilly. 47 in Harrington. Look at the low 50s inland areas. Make sure you have that heavier sweatshirt out the door. 60s at the coast. Winds are light right now. We are seeing that cloud cover building in. Not expecting anything in the way of rain, but we'll have the clouds this morning. High pressure still in place, and I think we'll see some more sunshine this afternoon. Here's your drive cast. I gave it the green light to and from work. Cool and dry this morning, and then breezy and mild for this afternoon. And call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast. It's just a call away. Sponsored by Brockstead, Mandalis, Federico.
Seaford police are asking for assistance in their efforts to find a red Chevrolet Impala with a Virginia license plate 2135 BBM. Now, according to police, people in that car were involved in a robbery at a Lowe's parking lot on Wednesday. One important detail is that the rear passenger side tire is a spare. And if you have any information, please contact the Seaford Police Department.
People in Georgetown, if you're looking to get involved, you can apply for appointments on town committees. The town is looking to fill 2 committees. One is the Supporting Housing Issues Committee, and the other is the America 250 Committee. To apply, you have to fill out an interest form that can be found on Georgetown's website. Those forms are due September 5th, and appointments are expected September 8th.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning, everyone. The day is here. We've got college football in the first state. Let me set the scene for you before you check in with the Blue Hens on Thursday night. The big day has arrived. College football gets started for all programs across the country, and right here in our backyard, it's a battle for first state supremacy. Delaware State travels to Newark to face the Fighting Blue Hens and what will be new Delaware State head coach Deshaun Jackson's first game at the helm for the Hornets. Jackson and the team say they're heavily embracing the underdog role this year, and they will certainly be that on Thursday, as Vegas has DSU as 29.5-point dogs to the newest team in Conference USA. On the other side, the Blue Hens aim to continue its unbeaten streak in season openers under head coach Ryan Carty. For his career, Carty is 22-1 in home openers as both a player and a coach. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. local time. On the baseball diamond, the Orioles dropped their 3rd straight to the Red Sox on Wednesday night, losing 3-2. The O's led 2-1 going into the 9th inning thanks to RBIs from Dylan Beavers and Colton Cowser, but Ceddanne Rafaela hit a go-ahead 2-run shot in the 9th inning to power the Red Sox for the win. The final game of the series is later tonight. That'll do it for sports. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day and catch our high school football game on Game of the Night only on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that tonight on DSN. But first at 6:30, it's Scoops and Scores. Then at 7, it is live Delaware High School football when Cape hosts St. Mark's. Then catch the final score at 11. On the DSN Plus app at 6, Indian River takes on Odessa. 7 o'clock, Woodbridge travels to Cesar Rodney, and Delmar faces Delaware Military Academy.
It's a K-pop world, and fans are happily living in it. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
The world will know you as pop stars.
Make that record-setting Pop Stars. The soundtrack for Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters has 4 songs in the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 simultaneously, the first time any soundtrack album has achieved that feat. The soundtrack itself is currently number 2 on the Billboard 200 album chart, and with a CD out now to augment streaming totals, taking the number 1 spot could be just a matter of time.
This is for my play. It's about people who buy into the idea of love and then just discover it's actually a black hole of betrayal and despair.
Newcomer Everett Blunk stars in Griffin in Summer as a 14-year-old playwriting prodigy whose world is turned upside down by an itinerant handyman and performance artist. The coming-of-age film, which won top honors at the Tribeca Festival, opens in theaters Friday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Coast Life fans, we have a really fun show coming your way today at 4 o'clock. We're going to be spilling some tea, coworker drama, Is it ever a good idea to date inside the office? We've got some opinions. Plus, I'm going to break down the history of Labor Day. The big holiday weekend is heading our way, but how much do you know about it? And we're going to get into the cereal bowl with a little how many of these can you name? Kendall Gordon taking us on that route and that train. It'll be a lot of fun. Tune in at 4 for Coast Life.
Live look into Salisbury, dry roads. Clouds are increasing, not expecting rain today, but it warms up a little bit. Overall, though, it's going to be pretty cool as we go through the next several days. Temperatures still running below average, even into the Labor Day holiday weekend, and staying dry the next several days as well. I'll have your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
The time is now 6:47 and we are taking a live look outside at Ocean View this morning. We see a beautiful sunrise there, Bob. Lots of people coming to the coast for the holiday weekend and they've got some sunshine to enjoy.
They do, and I hope they pack their jeans and sweatshirts along with the bathing suits heading into the weekend, Elisa, because it's going to be pretty cool as we head into the weekend. And the rest of the week, dry conditions. It'll be warm, but temperatures still running below average. Those average highs in the mid-80s. And then for the Labor Day holiday weekend, cooler than average. Highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s and 60s. So make sure you have a wide array in your wardrobe. You're going to need it heading into the weekend. Look at all the days we had below normal in the past 30 days or so. We only had a handful of days with above normal temperatures. It's been cool the last several weeks, and that trend will continue. In fact, it's 48 in Harrington right now, 52 in Millsboro, 64 in Ocean City, a little milder at the coast. Thankfully, the winds aren't too strong, but it's still a chilly start. We are seeing the clouds increasing right now. Nothing in the way of precipitation across Delmarva or back to the west into Virginia as we have high pressure in place, but this high will start to slide offshore. We'll get into a southerly flow, warming us up a little bit. Then there's this cold front moving through the Great Lakes. It's got some rain with it right now, but I think it will dry out by the time that front gets here. But later tomorrow, the front comes through, and then we have a bigger push of cooler air as we go into the weekend. Here's Futurecast 7:30 showing the cloud cover. We'll call it mostly cloudy through the morning. We're slowly warming up, and then more in the way of sunshine this afternoon. Mid-70s, that's it. And some clouds, maybe a sprinkle or two, and that will cool you back into the 60s. And then overnight with a southerly breeze and some cloud cover, not as cool tomorrow morning. We're looking at 50s and 60s instead of those upper 40s. And then for your Friday, it gets breezy from the west. We're looking at 70s to near 80 degrees. A little cooler at the beaches, so looking good for the big getaway day tomorrow. And then heading into Saturday morning, pretty cool. Some clouds, but temperatures in the low 50s, and temperatures by Saturday afternoon and evening struggling to get mid-70s and some cooler 60s and 70s at the coast as those winds are coming in out of the south as we go through this afternoon and tonight. That will keep the lows tomorrow morning a little higher. Wind shift to the west, and then those winds turn to the north as we go into Saturday, and that will bring in that cooler air. And the cooler air sticks around for several days to come. Here's our 6 to 10 day outlook through the first week of September. Yeah, we're looking at below normal temperatures. And today, upper 70s from Seaford to Lewis and Laurel with clouds and some sun, upper 70s in Easton to Cambridge, and around 77 in Ocean City, 80 in Pocomoke City. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. I think Friday's a warm day, 81, but that's still below average. And then the Labor Day holiday weekend, highs in the mid-70s, lows in the 50s, and remaining dry. And that dry and cool trend continues Tuesday and Wednesday, mid to upper 70s and lows in the 50s to around 60 degrees.
Thank you, Bob. Happening now, Humane Animal Partners says it's in need of essential supplies. According to the organization, the summer season has completely depleted their stock, and HAP says there are over 200 kittens in its care. And the organization says its most needed items include cat food, kitten formula. Also, they need soft dog treats, harnesses, slip leads, and ceramic bowls for the recovering animals.
Those movies and TV shows you've purchased on Amazon don't actually belong to you. Now, Amazon is facing a lawsuit over the situation. A proposed class action lawsuit was filed last week in Washington federal court against Amazon, accusing the company of a bait and switch. The person who filed the lawsuit says she purchased episodes of a Nickelodeon TV series in May, but later found her purchases were no longer available.
YouTube TV subscribers will still be able to catch Fox's content, at least for now. The two companies announced they have reached a short-term extension to their distribution deal as they continue to work on a new agreement. A blackout of all of Fox's content on Google-owned YouTube TV was scheduled to go into effect last night. However, neither Fox nor YouTube clarified how long the extension will last.
The time is now 6:51, and we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pets of the day this hour. I got two showstoppers here. These two cover dogs are on the 2025 summer edition of Shell Brothers magazine, and the picture-perfect pups were submitted to us by Andrea in Milton.
They are picture-perfect. I love that. We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
That's where the QR code is. It's at the top center. And if you scan that, you can get your friends to Coast TV News and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is 6:54, and it's time for the things you need to know before you go. Today is the last day to sign up for the 38th annual Delaware Coastal Cleanup. That's according to Lewis officials. Denmark is hosting the statewide volunteer event on Saturday, September 13th. More than 45 cleanup sites are available, including several in Lewis. Those locations include Lewis Beach, Cape Henlopen State Park at Herring Point, and Gordon's Pond.
According to the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company, the newest addition to the Chincoteague Ponies was spotted by a Cowboy Cruise Company tour. They say this happened on Assateague Island on August 26. The fire company's own Captain Hunter Leonard was conducting the tour and immediately knew something was off. The foal was standing there with the adult mare Marshmallow, but the foal wasn't hers.
The two-way stop at the intersection of Phillips Hill Road and Cross Keys Road will have some new changes. DelDOT says starting September 10th, they'll be converting this intersection to an always stop control with new signs and pavement markings. This work will occur during the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Flaggers will be on site, and drivers are advised to use caution while driving through.
Tonight in Newark, Delaware, opening game of the 2025 football season for Delaware and Delaware State. The Hens hosting the Hornets. A couple of firsts in this game. First season for the Blue Hens competing at the FBS level. There's also the first game for former Eagles wide receiver Deshaun Jackson as the Hornets head coach. And kickoff at Delaware Stadium is set for 7 p.m.
The time is now 6:56. We're going to take another look at our forecast.
Yeah, we got another nice day as we are about to hit the holiday weekend.
Yes, and boy, we've got football, and it feels like football weather out there right now. My goodness, we've got some areas in the upper 40s, well inland, otherwise 50s and 60s. With the cloud cover this morning, it's going to feel even cooler, light winds, and then warming into the 70s this afternoon, more sunshine, upper 70s as the winds pick up out of the south-southwest. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Friday is the warmest day of the next several with a high of 81, but then it's chilling down again into the weekend. Look at this, 76 Saturday, partly cloudy, upper 70s Sunday, and then Labor Day, upper 70s, overnight lows into the 50s. So make sure you pack those heavier clothes if you're coming to Delmarva, easy for me to say. By Wednesday, 78 degrees and then lower 80s by Thursday and next Friday. Maybe a few storms as we head into Friday. Otherwise, looks like the first weekend of September looking good. Sunshine on Saturday and 79 to start the weekend.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV News midday at 11.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Thursday morning, everybody.